All right, guys, as promised, we've got our second speed square video. Last time we left off doing a few basics with it and doing the plumb cuts where a rafter might hit a ridge board and how to find the pitch on your roof, lay it out, cut it. So this time around, we're gonna hit the other end of the rafter where it sits on the wall plate. We're gonna learn how to do what's called a bird's mouth notch. And that's what helps your rafter sit perfectly on top of the wall, on the exterior walls of your roof. Beyond that, we're gonna do a few more basic things too. We're gonna figure out how to verify that a blade is actually square to the base on a saw. And I think beyond that, we'll do a few tricks with plumb bob in the speed square. One of them is gonna show you how to find level, even if you don't have a level, just using a plumb bob and a speed square. The other one's gonna teach you, really useful thing, how to find the pitch of a roof using a speed square and a plumb bob. Next thing we wanna do is verify that our miter saw is in fact square. We're gonna check it on the bevel, where the blade tilts like this, and we're gonna check it on the miter, where the blade spins like this. So first, let's check our miter. What we do is we take the flat edge of our speed square, stick it tight up against the fence, pull our blade down, just slide that over. If you look there, you can see we have a nice even reveal. It just is flush on this end, flush on this end. If it were to be out like that or like that, we would know that it wasn't actually square while it's set to 0. And if you look right here, you can loosen this screw and you can just slide this guide over until it actually says 0 when it is at 0. You can do the same thing right here with your bevel adjustment. And to check bevel for square, you do the same thing. You just put the flat side down onto the deck, push it up against the fence, slide it over, and if you look there, we have a nice even reveal as well. That means that our bevel is square too. All right, guys, if all we have is a plumb bob and a speed square, we can actually use them to find level. So as you know, plumb bobs hang perfectly straight up and down off a point. We'll just let it quit swinging for a second. Now on your speed square, you've got a pivot point up here at the top, and you've got your 45-degree right there on your protractor side. So if you just slide your speed square in behind there, put the string on the pivot point, and then rotate your speed square until the string also goes through the 45-degree angle. Right there, you just hold your speed square still and you should have a nice level line. Okay guys, so if we want to find the pitch on an existing rafter or an existing roof, all we need is a plumb bob and a speed square to do it. So we can use it on the rafter, or we can set this on top of a shingled roof, whatever we want. Obviously a rafter is a little more smooth, so that's more accurate. But here's how we do it. If you put the side with the degrees down, your hypotenuse of your triangle, down on top, rest it flat. If you go up to your pivot point, it's got a little notch that you can actually slide a string line into. So from there, we just let our plumb bob quit moving. And we read where on the degrees it's coming in at. So this one looks like it's coming in at 27 degrees. So if we take 27 and subtract that from 45, which is our middle point, we end up with 18. So then you just count 18 degrees up from 0. Here we got 15, 16, 17, 18. If we slide our line, our string line, to the 18-degree mark, it goes right through the 4 on the common rafter pitch. That tells us that this is a 4-pitch roof. Okay guys, so we pulled that little fake rafter off the wall. Now I want to take a look at what do we do if we want to create a bird's mouth. So right here we've got the plumb cut for the ridge, and that's what set us at that 4-pitch angle. But if this was actually going to rest on top of a wall, we'd have to cut a little cutout called a bird's mouth, shaped kind of like that. As you can imagine, your 2x4 rests underneath there, and it gives you a nice flat surface so your rafter doesn't slide out. So how you figure that is, you find where you're gonna have, I just put a crow's foot randomly here, that's where we're gonna call the outside of our wall. So we put it on there, and we swing this over to a 4-pitch. We went over that in the last video. We got the number 4 on the common scale lined up with the edge of the board. That means we can draw a line down this side. Now we've got a vertical 4-pitch. From there, we can just go 1.5 inches up. That's how deep a 2x4 is gonna be. And then we can just turn our square over, and just go right off of this. If we got that point there hitting the line, that point there hitting the line, we can use this to set the horizontal. Now if we cut that out, it can rest on top of a 2x4 wall. All right guys, so we just got done cutting the plumb cut the bird's mouth. Now you're asking, what in the heck is a bird's mouth? What in the heck is a plumb cut? All right, so here I made a little mock-up. If you can imagine, this is the ridge board on your roof. This is the wall it's sitting on. Here's your stud coming up, and here's your top plate. If we have our plumb cut right, then when this sits up against the ridge board, we should be able to rest it right on top of the wall plate. Okay guys, hopefully that was beneficial. As you're seeing by now, there are tons of uses for this thing. We've gone over different ways that you can use it to square up your boards, help you make square cuts, how to find the angles that you need to use on common pitches, something that gives you degrees of angle, all sorts of stuff, how to plumb stuff, how to make a level out of a speed square and a plumb bob. There is a never-ending selection of things you can do with this. You can lay out rips. We went over that in the last one. Next time I want to focus pretty much solely on some more advanced rafter framing and how we use it. So it'll either be called Speed Square 3 or Rafter Framing 1, who knows. But what we're going to go over is, if you look here, we've already done degrees of angle, that scale. We've done the common rafter scale, but I'd like to move into, next time around, the hip and valley scale. A little more advanced roof system, and the reasoning why it needs its own scale is definitely going to take a whole video in itself. So you guys stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.